Nancy White claimed she was blindsided by an unexpected proposal, which then cost her a chipped tooth. Patrick Lozano says he just wanted the moment to be special, but was misled when Miss White said he was the one.
Okay, Ms. White, you are here suing your former boyfriend?
Boyfriend.
Mr. Lozano for $475 that you say he owes you because his gestures, however romantic, caused you to bust a tooth.
Nancy White wastes no time. She's suing for exactly $475 to repair a broken front tooth caused by what she calls a romantic mishap. But what raises eyebrows is the timeline. This lawsuit stems from a relationship that lasted just 3 weeks. Judge Milan immediately questions the legitimacy of this kind of financial entanglement in such a short period of dating. The courtroom energy is light at first, even humorous, but legal questions are already bubbling beneath the surface. Is it too soon in a relationship to create financial obligations? And should love come with liability? At what point in a new relationship does personal responsibility begin and legal liability start?
Break a tooth, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, tell me what happened, my dear.
Well, Your Honor, we had been dating only 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
How did you two meet?
We met on an app, on a dating app. It was the first time.
That's great. I find that to be very efficient. I've been married 30 years. I cannot believe the progress we've made in the dating sphere. And so you don't have to be embarrassed about that. All right.
It was new for me.
Yeah.
And so this is about a year ago, and I put myself out there, put my picture, had to go through and deciding what information
Pictures
you
from
would
10
give.
years ago or pictures from now?
No, pictures from now. I used an accurate picture.
Okay.
Anyway, and I chose Patrick. It was the first gentleman that I had chose, and there was a connection.
Okay, and there is an age difference between you two.
A little bit.
What's the little bit? Wait, why are you looking at him? Is he better at math? You know what the age difference is.
Well, I mean, it's...
What's the age difference?
20 years now.
20 years. All right, and how old are you?
I'm 25.
25. It's just a wee thing. All right. I don't know whether to say shame on you or you go, girl.
Right, you go, girl.
Right,
It's like
right.
right.
No, right. I know. It's. I mean, if you were a man and he was a woman, I'd say shame on you without a doubt. And but nobody else would. I would, or lots of people wouldn't. So who knows? Age is just numbers, right?
Just numbers.
Until it's not. And so now you're dating him for 3 weeks, and what happens?
We had been dating 3 weeks. We were having a ton of fun. The particular night and reason why I am suing and why I have a bill for $475 to replace and fix my front tooth is that Patrick is a pastry chef. Lovely. I don't cook. I don't want to cook. I love that he was a great cook. And he decides we're going to have a romantic dinner at my house because he lives with someone.
All right.
And so we are going to have a dinner at my house.
The detail of that isn't true, Your Honor.
What detail isn't true?
She actually invited me over. She was very...
Okay, either way. So you were doing the cooking, and it was at her house, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then what happens?
So it was a normal night. It was a 5-course meal. It went on and on.
Well, is that a normal night for you?
Well, I will...
just a second, because I've been missing out on more than apps.
Well,
if that's a normal night for you. Go ahead.
But I will tell you, I mean, he loves to cook, and he's a really good cook. And so this was our 4th or 5th time that he had cooked for me.
Okay.
Now this night, he was sweating bullets. It was drawn out. And so it was a little different in that regard, right?
Did you ask him what's wrong? What's wrong?
Not really.
No.
Okay, why not?
Not really.
Did you think you knew what was wrong?
No, not at
Okay.
all. I had no idea with what
Well,
was
he's
about to
sweating
happen.
bullets. If I'm on a date and the guy is sweating bullets,
Honestly,
I would like
thought
to know
maybe
if
he
he's
was having
sick or
some
something.
stomach issues. It was like
okay,
10 or
that's what I would think. I would think,
It was
maybe I shouldn't get too close to you.
Right, I was like, not sure. So it
Okay.
was like 10 or 15 minutes, he was gone, and I'm thinking, I don't know what's going on here. I get up to go and check on him, and as I'm walking to the front, I see a van pull up with a string quartet getting out playing music.
Where had you guys been eating? Where was the meal served?
In front of my house. I have a I have a lovely front
patio
in Toluca Lake.
Okay.
So, yeah, front patio where we were eating.
So you see,
I'm getting up, and a van pulls up.
a string quartet pulls up.
They get out
They get out.
playing music.
Right. And what are
Now,
they playing?
I've been proposed to 4 other times.
Oh, wait, back up. What? What'd you say? You've been proposed to
I've been
4 other times?
Yes.
So this is a 5th person who proposes to you?
Yes, honestly, yes. Not as quickly as 3 weeks.
We all are going to bottle what you got, and we're going to market it, all right? So 5 times you've been proposed. So you got the impression when you saw the string quartet.
I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what is going on here?
Okay.
All of a sudden, I'm thinking he's sweating, he's nervous, he's been gone for 10 minutes. Why is there a string quartet in front of my house? That it's starting to walk towards me to serenade me. I walk back to the table. I take a big gulp of wine because I'm like, oh my goodness, right? And I take a bite
of wine, Your
Hold on
Honor.
1 second. I'm going to give you the floor in a moment. I just want
I
to hear
take
what
a
you
bite
have
of a
to say.
cannoli because he
He had served the cannolis already?
The cannoli is sitting in front of us. I take a sip of wine. I take a bite of the cannoli.
We now reach the turning point of this case, the infamous cannoli. Patrick, a pastry chef, hid a ring inside a dessert as a surprise proposal. What he did not expect was the crunch and crack that followed. Nancy bit into the ring and damaged her front tooth. Judge Milan pauses here, clearly struck by the clash of culinary creativity and personal injury. While Patrick's intent may have been heartfelt, the execution raises safety concerns. Is hiding a solid object in food ever justifiable, even for love? The law may not weigh intentions as much as outcomes. Should surprise proposals inside food be considered reckless or romantic?
And I cracked my tooth.
What was wrong with the cannoli?
It had a ring in it, Your Honor.
It had a ring in it.
There was a ring in the cannoli.
In the cannoli.
Yes.
Coming up on Justice for the People.
We texted back and forth as the weeks went on. She told me things like I was the one, like she was head over heels in love with me, and that she wished more men were like me.
We're back with the case of Nancy White, who blames Patrick Lozano for a busted tooth.
So not only am
God
I
bless you, darling.
3 weeks into dating this
All
young
right,
man.
All right, stop. Okay, all right. Okay. So, in other words, you feel that the 25-year-old didn't have adequate judgment.
A new layer unfolds. The couple's age gap. Nancy is 45. Patrick is 25. Judge Milan questions whether Patrick, at 25, had the emotional maturity to understand the implications of a proposal. Nancy, a mother of teenagers, admits she never told her children about the relationship. And yet she compares Patrick's emotional reactions to her own 15-year-old son. Is this relationship's breakdown about a ring in a pastry, or a mismatch in expectations and emotional readiness? The judge begins to look beyond the event, into the psychological roots of the conflict. Is emotional maturity more important than age in a relationship, especially when things go wrong?
Well, possibly, yes.
Yeah. All of a sudden, it sounds awful when I say it, right? Do you have children?
A little different when you're saying
Do you have
it.
children?
I do.
How old are your children?
I have a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Okay. Did they know you were dating a 25-year-old? Just curious.
No, had not put that out there.
Yeah, well, it's out there now, girl. So, all right. Let me hear
3
from you,
weeks, Your
Patrick.
Honor.
Talk to me. How is this relationship going? Where I applaud your romantic inclination, but how did you misread the tea leaves like this? Talk to me. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I was led on like a horse on a harness.
Maybe
like
it's only 3 weeks.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
please
ma'am.
don't
it was,
ridicule him anymore. We've heard enough. Go
It
ahead.
was only 3 weeks,
Yeah.
but this whole era of my life was very new. I got out of a very long.
Can't be that long. You're 25, but go ahead.
I got out of a kind of a traumatic relationship, and I
Okay.
was looking for something new, something more mature. And
Wait, did you two meet on that kind of a site where it's cougarish?
I did.
Yes or no?
I did set the age range to what I was
Okay.
looking for.
And did you set like a ceiling that was much older than you? Like, I mean, the floor that was much older than you?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay, so what was your range that you put in there?
I was looking 35 and up. I was
Okay.
looking for love, to be honest with you. I haven't been a part of the hookup culture. I was looking for something very real, and I didn't care what the age was. And to my surprise, I found this, what I thought, beautiful woman, and we started texting, but there wasn't a lot of text back and forth. She immediately asked if we could meet in person that night. And I was open to it. Like I said, I was out of a pretty bad relationship. I was ready to enter this.
How
new
long
stage.
had that relationship been?
About 4 years.
Okay, go on.
So we met in person. I took her to my favorite street taco place in downtown. We
Tacos.
danced in the street to live music.
That was good.
And it was very romantic. We texted back and forth as the weeks went on. She told me things like I was the one, like she was head over heels in love with me, and that she wished more men were like me. I've never been told things like that in my life. That made me feel good. Relationship progressed. I felt very strongly about it, especially from the confirmation she gave me, telling me how important I was to her and how.
But don't you see the wisdom in maybe waiting a little bit?
I was struck, Your Honor. My grandparents are when I think of true love, I think of them. My grandpa proposed to my grandma in 7 days. I thought that was a cool love story. She gave me the wedding ring.
Patrick shares a heartfelt origin of the ring. It belonged to his grandmother, who gave it to him before she passed, asking him to gift it to someone special. His emotions are genuine, his words sincere, and his belief in fast-moving romance is rooted in family legacy. But Judge Milan delivers a reality check. Romance, she says, must be tempered with real-life wisdom. This commentary by the judge draws a powerful line between love and liability, and between intentions and consequences. Patrick may have been following his heart, but in the court of law, outcomes matter more than origin stories. Do romantic intentions excuse reckless actions, or should they be judged by their real-world consequences?
Right before she died, and she told me to give it to a special woman.
The wedding ring that broke my front tooth.
Okay, can you just put a pause button on your mouth? That's a beautiful story. How long were your grandparents together?
They were together for 47 years.
That's beautiful. Now, it's also unusual, you know that, right?
Yes,
But
ma'am.
you're just an incurable romantic, and you thought this was the one. And but rather than discuss it, you thought you'd do a grand surprise gesture.
I did, I'm embarrassed by this because I was so confirmed in how I thought she felt about me. I kind of feel like it was more of a physical attraction at this point. I do have text to prove what she said and how fond she was.
I don't even want to see it, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm assuming she said, "I want to marry you." Makes no difference, okay? It makes a difference to you because you're embarrassed because things did not go well here. And, well, not only did she say no, which she has a right to say, and she's suing you. So it all went very, very poorly for you. And I understand that. And I love what a romantic you are. I think that's a wonderful trait. But you also have to temper that in your life with a little bit of, I don't want to say common sense because that's not right, with a little bit of skepticism is really, because it's not common sense. Love isn't common sense. I started dating my husband when I was 29, and in my culture, when you are 29 and you have not been married, your parents are like, you know, going to tea leaf readers and shell throwers to try to figure out what is, you know, when they're going to have grandkids and what. I met my husband and I knew immediately, and so did he. We knew immediately. We knew like a month in. But we didn't do anything about it a month in because we both understand that we're almost 30 and we need to get to know each other. And that's kind of, where the real life has to be tempered with the romance. But in any event, it's really not about that because you're welcome to feel and do and have all the grand gestures in your life you want to have. And one day there's going to be a woman that is going to think the world of it. And she is going to give her grandson the ring that you gave her, that your grandmother gave you. You see? That person's out there, and you got to find them. This woman wasn't it.
Coming up.
I bent down on one knee, asked her to marry me, and she said if she wasn't in so much pain, she would be laughing. She called me a little.
We're back with the case of Nancy White, who blames Patrick Lozano for a busted tooth.
The reason that we're here is because of what happened as a result of your gesture. Because it isn't just that, you know, she didn't say yes, it's that she broke her tooth because you put the ring inside of the cannoli. What were you thinking? Talk to me. What did you think was going to happen? How does this end well? to put the ring in the cannoli.
That's a fair point, Your Honor. But to defend myself, I did tell her not to bite in the cannoli right that second. We were setting up. We ate dinner. I brought out the dessert. I was extremely nervous, kind of petrified. So I said, "Wait, don't eat the cannoli right now." I went inside. I was kind of cleaning myself up, like prepping myself, and that's when I got a notification from the string quartet that they were here. I quickly rushed outside, and she bit into the cannoli instantly. The string quartet was there. I bent down on one knee, asked her to marry me, and she said if she wasn't in so much pain, she would be laughing. She called me a little boy. She called me ridiculous. She belittled me. She actually compared me to her 15-year-old son that got rejected from asking a girl to go to homecoming.
This case turns emotional and a bit bitter. Patrick shares that Nancy called him a little boy and compared him to her teenage son. He felt humiliated and dismissed. Judge Milan points out a key observation. Nancy seems unnecessarily cruel. Not just injured, the law may compensate for a chipped tooth, but it cannot mend emotional wounds. This moment reminds us that courtroom justice often sees only part of the picture. And when one party feels belittled, the court may offer compensation, but not closure. Do harsh words in court weaken a valid claim, or are they just emotional fallout from a deeper betrayal?
Why are you so mean, Ms. White? No, seriously, because you chose to date a 25-year-old. You have a 15-year-old son. You chose to date a 25-year-old, and then you're not particular. I understand you want your money. You broke your tooth. I get all that, but you're just so gratuitously mean in the process about it, like laughing at him. He's right. You've been laughing at him since you walked in. You laughed at him on the spot. I mean, you just be nicer.
Well,
I can't legally enforce that. I just want you to be nicer.
I understand that, and I appreciate that, and that could have potentially happened had he paid me back.
Coming up,
The proposal's not dangerous. I mean, I think it's ill-advised, but it doesn't matter. It's not dangerous. But putting a ring inside of food that goes in someone's mouth, who knew it could break a tooth? Well, yeah.
this is Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Nancy White, who blames Patrick Lozano for a busted tooth.
I tried to reach out to him the next day. I went to 3 different doctors. The cheapest doctor that I could find was $475. I spent 2 weeks waiting to get my front tooth fixed. I have a picture of my front tooth that, if you want to take a look, I had to walk around like that for 2 weeks, walking around missing the piece. I mean, it's not a good look, is it? Not to mention the pain I was in. And if he would have answered my call the next day, oh gosh, yes, okay.
Well,
yes.
it's your picture.
I know,
Okay,
I know.
all right.
But if he would have answered my call the next day, paid me back for me.
Judge Milan clarifies a critical legal point. The ring in the cannoli may be creative, but it was dangerous. Romantic gestures are not illegal, but hiding hard objects in food carries real risks. The defense, that Patrick told her not to eat it yet, is weak because he still served it without proper warning. The law looks at actions, not assumptions. Her final takeaway? Do not hide engagement rings in anything edible. If someone serves you food with a hidden object inside, even as a surprise, should they be accountable if it causes harm?
Yeah, I know, but I understand. That's why, but that's what court was made for. So you come to court, you sue, and all right. But do you have to you don't have to annihilate him in the process? You understand? Look, I think that's very sweet. You're very romantic. That was a dangerous thing to do.
Your Honor,
the quartet isn't dangerous. The proposal's not dangerous. I mean, I think it's ill-advised, but it doesn't matter. It's not dangerous. But putting a ring inside of food that goes in someone's mouth. Who knew it could break a tooth? Well, yeah. And your defense is to say, I told her don't start without me, but you served it. I hope the lesson that you take is maybe slow it down a little, but maybe not. Just don't put a ring in food that goes in someone's mouth because they are likely to bust their tooth, especially if they're 45 and not 25. But it could happen to anybody. You understand? It's a dangerous thing, or she could swallow it and choke. Like many bad things could happen, it is not a good idea. Dropping it in the champagne glass, never a good idea. That's another one that you see all the time.
Judge Milian's verdict. when Justice for the People returns. This is Justice for the People with Judge Millian.
The cannoli is a new one on me, but, did you read that somewhere? Did you see it somewhere?
Creative
Okay.
insight.
Okay. All right. So let's try to channel our creativity in a way that is more productive to defending your heart, and don't put a ring in food for someone to bite into, and also maybe don't give your heart to a woman you've known 3 weeks that may not deserve it.
I was fooled for sure. Yeah.
Well, I don't know that I'd call that fooled. I think that just because someone tells you, wow, I can see you in my life long term, that doesn't necessarily mean you should be proposing in week 3. Sometimes, but none of that matters. Just don't put rings in food, okay? Verdict for the plaintiff, $475, and I wish you all of the luck and romance that the world has to give you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I was talking to him.
rise.
Judge Millian has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant owes $475.
Judge Milan rules in favor of Nancy White. The court awards her $475, the exact cost of repairing the cracked tooth. While Patrick's gesture was romantic, it crossed a boundary when it resulted in physical harm. This case underscores how even good intentions can carry legal weight, especially when safety is overlooked. Romance is powerful, but in the courtroom, consequences matter more than emotion. If nothing else, this trial reminds us, never hide rings in desserts. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and do not forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.